Welcome to the fourth lecture of the subject Engineering Mechanics ESME 301. In our last lecture, we have discussed about the force system, that means force and its effect on a physical body, like force and its moment, force and its couple, like this. We have also seen what are the characteristic features of a force. We have discussed about different types of forces like tension, compression, shear, torsion, and little bit of idea of bending moment and shear force. So today we will discuss the concept of free body diagram and why the free body diagram is very important in engineering mechanics. In order to solve maximum problems of statics as well as dynamics, we have to first draw the free body diagram, without which we cannot solve any equilibrium equation. So free body diagram is the basis for the analysis of equilibrium equations in engineering mechanics. What is a free body diagram? A free body diagram is a diagram which shows all the forces acting on an object or a body. The object is represented by a dot with forces which are known as arrows pointing away from the dot. Why dot? Because we have thought of classical mechanics and we have already discussed the importance of particle mechanics. In case of particle mechanics, instead of a mass body, we will assume that all the mass of the body is concentrated on a point only. So a mass body is now converted or is assumed to be converted to a point body. A point is having no dimension. So we assume that all the mass in the actual body is concentrated on a single point. That's why it is a point body or dot. So we have to show all different types of forces. Different types of forces means some are active forces, because the main forces are the external force, which is called loading or load. The externally applied force are called load. After the load is applied, there will be some internal force generation like tension in the body or in a section of a body, compression in a section of a body, torsion in some section or may not be, shear in some portion, like this. So the force system is to be analyzed, and for the analysis, the free body diagram is the most vital thing in engineering mechanics. These free body diagrams are also known as force diagrams. A free body diagram is a diagram which is used to show the relative magnitude and relative direction of all the forces acting upon the body or the point body in a given direction, in a given situation. So all the forces with their magnitude and their direction has to be clearly mentioned. And a free body diagram is a special example of the vector representation of all the forces. A free body diagram is a sketch of an object of interest with all surrounding objects stripped away, and all of the forces acting on the body must be shown. Okay, and without the concept of free body diagram, without a correct free body diagram, it is never possible to visualize or to analyze the force system. The example of a free body diagram, say a block on an inclined plane. In the figure, we can see this is a block of, say, mass is m, which is given, say for a given mass m, and it is placed on an inclined plane which is inclined at an angle theta with the horizontal. Now, if we are interested to find what minimum force is required to prevent the block from sliding down. So, without drawing the free body diagram, that means without knowing the weight or what is the direction of the weight, without knowing the reaction forces or reactive forces offered by the plane to the block, without knowing the other forces like friction and their directions. So, without all these things, we do not have enough information whether the block will slide down or not. That means the block will be a stable position at rest or not. Here F is the applied force, this is given. So if we do not know if M is the mass, so mg is the weight, so G, we all know G is given a constant. So what is the direction of mg? If the direction of mg is not shown on the block, if the reaction forces and their directions which is offered by the plane to the block is not known only by a single given force F and by the given mass m, we cannot find or we cannot conclude whether the body will be at stable position or not. Or similarly, we can say that if we are interested to find what is the minimum force P required to push so that the block will be at its rest position or initial position. That means the block will be at rest. So these types of analysis are not possible to know. So what to do? Say if we know, say if we assume that, say if we think the parallel to the plane, so this is my x plane and vertical to the x plane is my another coordinate y, xy coordinate. And if we assume the block to be a point body and all the mass, all the weight mg is passing through that point only, because we can assume the entire body as a point body. So this is the mg. So the applied force F is this one according to the given diagram. This is the applied force F. Now, what is the reaction offered by the plane towards the block? Because the block is giving some weight, giving some load on the plane due to some component of his weight. So the reaction forces will be in the direction. So the reaction forces will be in direction perpendicular to the direction of the plane or the plane. So this will be the direction of R or N, whatever. R. So the reaction forces by the floor, by the plane, RP. This is the applied force F, this is the mg, the weight of the. Then if I am asked to find what is P minimum, so it will be P minimum and we have to find what is the value of P minimum. Also, we have learned in the last few minutes knowledge that all the forces with their direction must be known. So we already know that this angle is theta. So I can say this angle is also theta. And here the main plane xy, we can rotate by an angle theta. So already this angle was theta. So the entire xy coordinate has been rotated by a angle 90 degree. Is it clear? So this angle is theta here. Okay, this is theta. This is also theta. Sorry, if this is theta. This angle is also theta. So now we have to write the equations along x direction. We have to solve, and we have to solve for y direction equation. These equations we will learn how to solve this. We will learn in the next lecture, in the chapter equilibrium of forces or equilibrium of a force system. Now, if the floor or if the plane is a smooth plane, then the friction force is zero because it will offer no friction. But if the plane is not smooth, it is rough, so the friction force cannot be zero. So there will be some friction force. So if the block is tending to slide down, the friction force will be against the motion. So at that time, along with P minimum, there will be the addition of the friction force. That means this time the friction force is helping the block not to slide down. So the required value of P minimum will become less for a rough plane, and the required value of P minimum for a smooth plane will be higher than the rough plane. So these ideas will not be clear to us until and unless all the forces cannot be shown in a diagram. That diagram is the free body diagram. So this free body diagram is the most vital thing before solving the problem, because if the free body diagram is wrong, if the correct free body diagram we cannot draw, then certainly or definitely the problem is not possible to solve, or we will not get the actual physical meaning or physical interpretation will become wrong. So a free body diagram is used to show all the relative magnitude and direction of all forces acting upon the body. All forces means the externally applied forces, internal forces due to external force, and the internal secondary forces which are associated with the internally primary forces. So all these three types of forces has to be shown with their magnitude and direction. Now the size of the arrow shows the magnitude for any force. The tip of the arrow shows the direction. Say if this is a free body, if I say this is the force P at an angle theta and weight is W. Now, and say another force is say tension or any other force, say T. Now the length of the arrow may be used to indicate the magnitude of the force. And the arrow sign clearly indicates the direction of that particular force. Now, all the forces either we can show towards the point mass or we can show away from the point mass. Both are correct. Okay? Because as we are assuming that the body to be a rigid body, so we can extend the force along the line of action. We have already discussed this. So a free body diagram is a sketch of an object or connected group of objects. Group of objects means Say we can draw the free body diagram for the plane also. We can draw the free body diagram for the mass body also. In this case, the if we draw the free body diagram of plane, the plane itself may be having some weight, or the plane may be weightless. If it is weightless, one force is reduced. Mg amount is 0. That means mass is negligible because G is same. So similarly, we can draw the free body diagram for each and every component of a group of object, or of a complex diagram of a different components of a large diagram or large physical body. But we will assume it as a single particle, and we have to isolate the body from its surrounding. This is the most vital point. What is the meaning? Isolate the body from the environment or surrounding and represent the interactive forces by the external forces. That means when we have to draw the free body diagram of the block, say this is the block. Say we have shown mass mg, we have shown the normal force, say r, by the plane, say rp, or say the friction force, say like this, say f, or say the applied force, say p, whatever. Now the thing is that when we are drawing the particle point or the point mass, we cannot show any support or any joint. So the meaning of the environment or surrounding means all joints and supports are excluding. All joints and supports are excluding. So while drawing the free body diagram of any particular member or a point body or a point mass or a particle, we have to isolate the body from its surrounding, but we have to show all the forces acting on that body by its surroundings. Okay? This is very important point. This has to be kept in mind. What are the steps of drawing a free body diagram? So first we have to identify the body or the system, and we have to then isolate it from the surrounding. Next, draw the free body which is completely isolated. First we have to identify what to isolate, then we have to draw according to the isolation without drawing the joints and supports. Now we have to show all the active and reactive forces, all the contact forces with other bodies. We have to show all the contact forces with other bodies, but we cannot show the joints and supports. And all the active and reactive forces we have to show clearly, both with their magnitude as well as direction. And when we are drawing the magnitude and direction, automatically sense will come. Why sense? Because in our last lecture, in the force system, we have studied only force is not the ultimate thing in a force system, because force may be associated with or may be affected with its moment. So sometimes force is acting with its moment. That means the effect is not only in force, because we have seen sometimes it may be with couples like this. So if they are there, so we have to clearly mention what are the moments or what are the couples. So all these possible types we have to mention and we have to show clearly. Otherwise, that free body diagram will not be considered as the correct diagram. And if the free body diagram is not correct, it is never possible to solve that problem. Show the coordinate directions of the diagram. So if we are drawing a point body, so like this, anything, either our XY plane or XYZ plane is this one, or according to our ease of solving the problem, according to my wish, I can shift the total axis at a particular angle. Because the thing is, the answer of this, or the concept of this is that if a body is at stable condition under the action of say n number of forces and m number of forces, m number of couples, and etc etc, so that body will also be in stable condition if we shift the axis of the body by a certain angle, because all the effects due to the forces, active and reactive forces, as well as their support, joints, etc., etc., along with that its moment and couples, all the effects, the combined effect, all will be affected by an angle theta. So if a body or if a particle of if a point mass is at stable condition under the action of a force system, the same body, if it is rotated by some angle, that will also be in equilibrium under the action of that force system. This is the main concept. That's why intentionally, if we want to rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise by any angle theta or phi, so and we get the new axis x dashed, y dashed, z dashed, then also we can solve the problem by drawing the correct free body diagram. So obviously all the forces will be shifted by that angle. So a free body diagram showing the particle under consideration and all the forces and the moments, couples, whatever is associated in that force system has to be shown with their magnitude and direction. Say if there is any tendency of moment, we have to mention at what point the moment is and whether the moment is clockwise or anti-clockwise. That we have to mention by observation analysis. Now, if we assume that the moment is clockwise and if we treat it as a positive, and after solving the problem, if we get the magnitude of this moment is negative, that means our assumption was wrong, and so we can easily conclude that at that point the moment should be clockwise. According to magnitude, it is same. Whatever the result we got after the calculation of the equilibrium equations, which we will start in the next chapter, but direction wise the effect will be reverse. So how to solve the problems? For solving the problems, first we have to isolate the body from its surrounding. Again, I am repeating this. So we have to isolate this. Number two, according to the isolation thinking, we have to show all the active forces on the body. We have to show all the reactive forces on the body by all the supports and the joints. Along with that, we have to show all those necessary support systems or force systems which were included in the motion. That means moments, couples, etc., etc. Label all the forces with their magnitude as well as in direction, and use letters to represent them, because say there are say 5 number of forces in a problem. So if we do not give a say this point is O, and if we do not give different points like A, like C, so we cannot distinguish while solving the problem. That's why it is very much important to give a proper name. These are few examples of different real-time problems. Say, this is the actual nature and this is the problem. And here, this is the incomplete free body diagram. We have to make it complete. Here also, this is the problem statement and the corresponding figure is here. If you are to draw the free body diagram, the wrong free body diagram is given here. So we have to make it correct. These we can treat as a homework. I will just explain one or two. Say the third one. Boom OA, you can see this point O, there is a pin joint. So the types of joint we have not yet studied, but it is called pin joint or hinge joint. Hinge type joint. So OA is having a negligible mass compared to the mass M. So we can neglect the mass of the link OA. And this is hinged at point O, written here, hinged at point O and supported by at point B. So this rod or this link is supported at point B. What from the free body diagram? Here only two forces are shown due to the mass M of the body, which is hanging from point A. Through point A, the force mg will pass. So this is correct. Now through point B, there is a tension force T, which may act from point B towards this point, say D, or from D to B. So there is no problem of showing it towards D or towards B, because the value of T, the magnitude of T, will give you the actual answer. If it is negative, so my assumed diagram will be reversed physically or conceptually. If the answer obtained after the calculation is positive, so whatever we have assumed in the free body diagram, that was correct. So there is no problem whatsoever. Now at point O, it is a pin joint. So what type of support reaction is there at point O? It is not known to us. Without knowing that concept, that knowledge, we cannot show, say, whether it is horizontal support, whether it is vertical support, or support at an angle. This is not known. This concept is still not known to us, but it will be known within that lecture will be end. So without the knowledge of what type of support reactions a joint can give, free body diagram, correct free body diagram cannot be drawn. Say here, a uniform plate of mass M is leaning against a smooth vertical wall. See, it is a smooth wall, so there is no friction. So the friction force for point A is 0 and supported on a rough horizontal surface. So this is a rough plane. So the frictional force here is not 0. But you can see here there is no frictional force added. So that's why this is incomplete. You have to make it complete. So at point A, they have shown a horizontal support which is at an angle perpendicular to point A or the surface. Since it is having a mass m, so through the center of gravity of the mass, mg will pass. So we can assume this as a rigid body, or we can assume it is a point mass also. So show mg downward. A will give you support. Now you can assume the A is in the direction, or we can assume the force at A, that is FA, in the left side. Same thing. So if you assume a left side, ultimately you will get the magnitude as say minus 3.5 kilonewton. That means the direction of FA was wrongly assumption. So there is no harm in that. Say at point B, we have assumed, say it is vertically up. No problem. You can show vertical down also. But conceptually, if you think it will be vertical, because that resistance, the resistive force FB we is giving is not an applied force, rather it is a reactive force by the surface to the mass M, to the block. So it will be vertically up. This FB is the reactive force or reaction force offered by the surface towards the block. Since it is having some friction, so what is the tendency of point B to move? Now due to the weight, there is a component this way. So the point B is tending or may tend to shift right side. The motion of point B may be, if there may be, that's why I am telling maybe, because it may not be there. It is at rest, so there is no need of friction. So if point B is tending to move towards the right side, so the friction forces here will be at the left side. Now can you understand that in this diagram, this frictional force FB will balance the force at point A, which is FA, and the vertical force, which is FB, will balance the weight mg. Ultimately, the entire block or the mass m may be at stable equilibrium. This is called equilibrium. Okay, so if it is at rest, it will be at rest. There is no change of the state. So if the free body diagrams are not correct, so we cannot justify or we cannot conclude whether the given mass will be at stable equilibrium or not. That's why the free body diagram is the most vital thing in engineering mechanics. Now, different types of supports which we have discussed in the last slide. Supports may be roller support. It may be a pin joint or hinge joint. It may be a fixed joint, or it may be a simple support. Simple support or simple support reaction. If it is a roller, you can listen this part very carefully. How for different joints or different support system, the reactive forces are also being different. Just listen carefully. For a roller, say this is a beam of say mass m. Now this is a roller. So there is a roller over which the beam can roll. When the beam can roll, now assume it is a x direction, it is a y direction. There are a number of ways to understand or to judge these things, but I think this is the one of the simplest ways to remember. Say this is x direction, is y direction. Since it is a roller, so obviously the slab or the beam of mass m can easily slide in x and as well as in minus x direction, because it is roller, it will roll. When it is roll, so the beam is allowed to freely move, not rotate, rather it is called translate. These types of motion of a body is called translation. Translation. So due to the roller support, a beam is allowed to translate freely in one direction. Which direction? Over which, along which the roller is rolling. But certainly, due to the mass m, the roller or the bar or the beam is giving a load. Say if the mass is mg, so at least one portion of mg is passing through this. So against this, the roller will give it a support which will be vertically up. So if you now what, remember I told you a few minutes ago that while drawing the free body diagram, we have to isolate the main body in consideration from all the environment or the surrounding, and we have to draw all the active and reactive forces acting on the body which is in consideration. So if the roller support has to be removed, because all the supports and joint has to be removed or isolated. So if you say if this is a beam and if the beam is rolling over this roller, so it can easily rotate along x, but it cannot, it can easily translate along x, but it cannot translate along y. So the x direction motion is not restricted. The x direction motion of the beam is not restricted due to the presence of the roller. The motion which is restricted is the y direction. That's why when we will remove the support while drawing the free body diagram of the beam, so this is the beam, we'll draw the beam, and the point where the roller was there, instead of that we will just show a vertical support. That's all. Is it clear? So if you are to replace a roller support in order to draw the free body diagram of a object which was placed over a roller, we have to replace it by a single vertical force at the point of roller. Yep. Next, pin joint, or it is called hinge joint. Another name is hinge joint, hinged. Say all the doors and the windows are fixed by hinged. You've seen. So this is a window or whatever. So the window can rotate about this point, and also due to this 2-point hinge, this is the wall. Due to this 2-point hinge, the door or the window even cannot come or cannot move or translate along this direction. It also cannot move along this direction, but it can freely rotate about this axis. It can easily rotate about this axis. If this is the axis, the door can easily rotate because the moment is free moment. Okay, so the x direction translational motion is restricted. So first, if you want to replace the pin joint or the hinge joint, how to show? Say this is the beam. At this point, when we are to see the x direction motion is already restricted, so the x direction motion we have to show. Now you can show by towards the body, or you can show opposite, no problem. Say r along x. Similarly, the y direction motion is also restricted because due to the hinge or the pin, the door or the window cannot move along y plus y or minus y direction. So the y direction motion is also restricted. That's why you are to show the reaction along y direction. Now either you can show the reaction ry either at upward direction, or you can show by in the downward direction. It is on your wish. If you get the negative sign after the solving the problem, then you can reverse the actual or the conceptual Fibonacci diagram. But there is no harm, there is no fault in that. Okay, because these values depends on, but conceptually, if you ask me, I will tell if this is the diagram, if you are, so this Rx is actually the support reaction offered by the hinge support to the beam. So it should be towards the beam. But this Ry is, we cannot tell because this Ry depends on the other forces, other vertical forces in the beam. This will be cleared in the chapter shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. This chapter, which will be taught by ASM sir, Arundam sir. Next type of support is fixed joint. What is a fixed joint? Say this is a wall and there is a rod. What we have done, we have cemented that portion. So it has become a permanent joint. Now, as it is cemented, it cannot move along x, plus x or minus x. It cannot even move along y, plus y or minus y. It cannot even rotate. How to rotate? Because it is fixed. It will not rotate. So the x direction motion, I am just talking of 2D, not 3D. Okay, if it is 3D, then x, y, z, all three direction translational motion will be restricted. But in this case, the x direction translational motion plus or minus x both are restricted, as well as plus y and minus y both direction motion is restricted, as well as the rotation about the fixed support is also restricted. As the three, I am talking for 2D. As for 2D problems or a 2D fixed support, as both x direction, both y direction, and both clockwise and anti-clockwise turning effects are restricted due to the permanent fixation of the support. So if you want to replace the fixed joint while drawing the Fibonacci diagram, we have to draw like this. So this is the beam, as well as draw the length as it, say if the beam is AB, so give a name AB. At point B, so x direction motion restricted, so show x direction motion either left side or right side. Say it is, say, RBX. Y direction motion restricted, so show RBY. Now the moment is also restricted, so show either a clockwise or a anti-clockwise moment at point B. Why clockwise and anti-clockwise? Because that moment direction, if you assume anti-clockwise, and ultimately if you get the answer, say minus 7.325 Newton meter, if you get a plus sign, that means actually it was anti-clockwise. But if you get a negative sign and the same value, that means the magnitude of the moment at point B is 7.325 millimeter, but conceptually the direction is clockwise. So there is no harm in such types of assumptions. Is it clear? Next, support reaction. Say there is a, say you are having a floor in your house, is a floor, and you are keeping a block on the floor. So simply you are just putting it. So only it will offer a resistance forces, say R. Now, if the floor is of 2D shape, say like this, and say your body is supported like this, at that time, at this point, this wall will give you a resistance, say R1 or Rx, and better write R1, and this wall 2, will give you a resistance of Ry. So if this is a beam of mass m, it is simply placed over a support. If you replace this, what will be the direction? The direction will be simply single vertical force. Now, if it is because you are placing over it, so whenever you are replacing this, so this is the beam, you are replacing it, the simple force R. So these are the 4 different types of supports: roller support, pin or hinge support, fixed support, and simple support. If you want to replace a roller support to draw a free body diagram of a beam or a element, we have to replace it by a single vertical force. If you are to replace a pin joint or a hinge joint, we have to show a vertical force as well as a horizontal force at that point. If you want to replace a fixed joint or fixed support, then you are to replace by a vertical force, a horizontal force, and a moment either anti-clockwise or clockwise. This is as per my assumption, because correctly I cannot assume what will be the direction without solving the problem. And for a simple support, the reaction will be vertically upward, and vertically means from the supporting surface vertically upward. Say pin or hinge support, which I have told that this may be of this diagram, and this diagram is the same diagram. This is called hinge, this is called pin, and hinge and pin are same. So you have to replace by a single horizontal force and a single vertical force. So another thing, while drawing these two reactive forces RAX and RAY, please you have to remove the support. So this diagram is not 100% correct. The correct diagram will be, this is the beam, draw this, show a force RAY, show a force RAX, whatever may the direction. Conceptually, this is the correct direction. Say this is the point A, and this is another point B. So conceptually, this is 100% correct. And this force RAX will pass to the axis of AB, and this will be perpendicular to the axis of AB. For a roller, if you want to replace a roller, you have to replace this and show a simple vertical force RY, because it is in y direction. So I'm just doing for 2D. Right now I am not going for 3D. Pin support. So pin means the hinge support, the same thing. Replace the support. Please do not draw the supports and the external joints, supports, etc. Please do not draw this. So draw simply RY and RX. For a fixed, replace the permanent joint like the cements and etc. Show Rx, Ry, and a moment. Say this time they have taken a moment, so clockwise. So if I get a negative sign at the calculation, so that means the reaction will be Ry. Say if you got a negative value of Rx, at that time Rx will be in the reaction. So this plus or minus, this will depends on, this actually depends on the other magnitudes of defined forces and what at what position those forces are being applied. That means the position of those forces where they are applied, as well as if I got negative sign of moment, that time it will be m. So don't think for the direction, Right now, just think for the how to replace the force joints and supports. How many forces? Whether so for which types of supports, what type of um, replaced forces are to be given, whether moment will come or not. This concept is to be taken in our vein. This has to be very much clear before solving the Fibonacci diagram problem for equilibrium. And for the simple support reactions, simply remove the joint supports and only show a simple force R. Yes. So, what is support reaction? Support reaction is when there is a physical contact and the reaction is coming from the floor or the wall. Because reaction will be either it will be given by the walls, say a ladder. A ladder is placed like this. So, one reaction will be given by the floor, another will be given by the wall only. So, there are nobody except wall and the floor to exert or to react on the physical body like ladder, block, or whatever. These are the different types. Say the equivalent force system during the drawing of roller. This is the 100% correct Fibonacci diagram for roller. This is for the pin support or hinge support Fx and Fy. This is for the fixed support Fx, Fy, and a moment. Now this will be plus or minus. This will be decided later on after the calculation. Another thing, say for a pin support or a fixed support, instead of Fx and Fy, we can also show a single force, say F, without telling anything and giving a angle with the axis theta. How it is possible? What is the meaning, sir? The meaning is that here this F is the resultant force or the equivalent force of Fx and Fy. Say this is your Fx and say this is your Fy. So what is your resultant force? F, this one. How to do it? From this point, draw a line. From this point, draw a horizontal line. So this will be giving you the value of the resultant force. We already know this. Now, what is the, see, if Fx and Fy both are unknown, we have to solve it by the equilibrium equations. Both are, maybe both are unknown. So we have to, by solving the problem of equilibrium equations, from the different equations, we can solve it. Now, if you convert this Fx and Fy in equivalent F, I don't think that there is a big issue or there is a big advantage, because here there was two unknowns, and in order to solve these two unknowns, you require two equations, because two unknowns are not possible to solve from one equation. The minimum equation is 2. So here, if you replace Fx and Fy by equivalent force F, don't think that you have reduced the number of variable from 2 to 1. No, because theta is also a variable now. Because since Fx and Fy both are unknown, then theta you cannot know. Clear? So instead of Fx, Fy, now we got a pair of unknown, two unknown, which is F and theta. So I don't think there is a big, a more amount of advantage. Same thing. These are the different types of situations where we have to draw the Fibonacci diagram for the further solving of the problem, whether to check whether the body is at all at stable equilibrium or not. Say for example, say this is a vertical wall and this is a roller, or this is a wheel of mass m, which is supported or hanged from point A. How to do the Fibonacci diagram? Say now here you can see here how many contact points are there. One contact point is A. So through all the contact points, all the reaction forces will pass. So one contact point is A. So there must be at least one, it may be two or three, but at least one unknown variable or unknown force, say Fa. Another contact point is Fb. So the second unknown variable or unknown force is Fb. Again, since it is a mass m, so it is fixed here. So there should be a tension force either from C towards point A or from A to point C. This will depend on the other forces, obviously. Let's see. Now, the concept is that since we are assuming it as a particle mass or a mass body, instead of mass body, we are considering a particle mass or a point mass, we can assume a single point M through which the weight mg will pass, through which the point the reaction force by the wall on the wheel will pass. Say this is your reaction force offered by the point B, and from point A there is a tension force, say T, say TAC. Now the direction of T, it may be towards the point C. Actually, we are assuming that all the mass is concentrated at point C, because since C is the CG of a sphere, because the center point is the of a sphere is the center. So we can assume that all the mass is concentrated here at the point C. Now, why we have not conceptually considered the direction of the tensile force towards point A to point C? Why we have taken from C to from CA? Why we have not taken the vector AC? The reason is that since mg is the weight of the point mass is acting downward, and we are sure that wall will give because if the mass m is giving us a touch here, a physical contact here, if the wall gives a minimum reaction, then it will be towards B to C only. So we are sure that RB towards the C is from B to C. This force RBC is towards B to C. Now, what do you think that what is the possible equivalent force of RBC and W? Obviously, since RBC in the direction, W in the direction, so obviously the resultant force of these two will be the diagonal as per the parallelogram law. You have already studied this. So the resultant force of W and RBC is this one. When we are thinking of this resultant force of weight and the reaction forces from B to C at point B, so when we are thinking this force, we can now forget these two forces, because the equivalent force of these two forces is already I got. So if the sphere or if the point mass C is to be at static condition or at equilibrium or at stable condition or stable equilibrium or static state of rest, so obviously the force has to be neutralized. So the resistive force, in order to neutralize this force, resultant force, must be in the direction. That's why the tensile force must be from C to A, not from from C to A, not from A to C. So it is better to write at CA, not AC. So this is the concept where for which the tension through point C should be towards point A, not from A to C. So these are the concepts, and the remaining problems 1, 2, 3. So there are 10 to 8 problems. These are given for the homeworks. So one is being discussed. Similarly, this one, there is a sphere whose center is point C. There are two inclined planes A and B, and the sphere whose center is at point C. It is supported at point A and B. So how to draw it? So you can draw the entire sphere or you can draw it as a point mass. No problem. There is no harm in that. So this is point C. So we can assume that all the mass is towards point C. So this is the weight WC, or you can say mg. This weight you can also show here. So I was thinking to show, okay, same thing. Now at point A, when the wall will give the reaction, so it will be towards up, incline up. So along this line of action, it will be up. So this is RA or RA towards C, and same again RB to C, RB to C. Now the question is that, sir, why you are drawing all the forces collinear at point C? Because the weight mg will pass through point C is clear. Sir, who told you? How you are sure that the two reaction forces, this one and this one, these two are also passing through point C? This answer I will give you 2 lectures after, because the equilibrium concept is not still known to us. So if I answer it now, the concept will not, might not be clear to you fully. So it is better to discuss it after 2 lectures. Say we are almost at the last part of our lecture. Say we now know how to draw the free body diagram, how to isolate it, how to draw it, what to remove, how to replace, what type of supports are to replace by how. Now, this is a complex diagram. Actually, there is a mechanism. How many links are there? This 1 link, 2 link, 3 link. How many joints are there? This is a fixed support, one type of support. Point C and point B are pinned support, or point A, 3 are pinned support. So you know what is a pinned support? Pinned support means hinged. So 2 types of support. So number 1 is, so 1 number of fixed support and 3 number of pinned supports. Now we know how to replace, and this is the externally applied forces, direct forces. This P is also externally applied forces. Now, in this diagram, we cannot assume the entire body as a point body, or you can assume, but better to consider element wise or link wise. Link means, say, B to C is a link. Why is the link? Because the motion of one link is either dependent on is either dependent on the motion of other link, or the applied force on one link is changing the motion of other link. That's why. Now, as we know, if you have to replace a fixed support, so you have to replace it. So don't draw it. And this is point D. So point D here as a point body. What to do? Dx, dy, and a moment. We know one vertical force, one horizontal force, and one moment. Now, why the direction dx, dy, and md are just opposite to what we have assumed? This you can do, because you can show this diagram as this also. You can assume this is dx, this is dy, and say this is md. No problem. You can do it. Ultimately, whenever we will get the answer, so all the doubts will be clear. Is it clear? So there is no matter to be worried why we have drawn a opposite diagram to book. No, there is no such that. If your concept is clear, you can solve anything. Is it clear? Now now say we have done for D. Now you can see after D, what is the next point? C. So whatever is the moment at point D, all will come at point C, because here we are trying to establish the stable equilibrium or stable condition. Equilibrium word I am not trying to analyze now, because we have not still studied this. We will study this in the next lecture. So for the stable condition, that means if before the application of the force P and Q, if the entire link system was in stable condition or a rest, now also after P and Q are applied, we want to be at stable condition. So whatever the moment was there at point D, all will come at point C. So the entire force system at point D will shift at point C here. So now since the body is a stable condition or a static condition, static stable condition, so each and every point is a static stable condition. So we can now think that if at point D, dy was the vertically downward force, at point C, dy would be vertically up. So that means this dy will be cancelled by this dy. This dx in minus x direction will be cancelled by the dx in plus x direction. So ultimately, in the link DC from D to C, actually there is a null force. So there is no effect of unbalanced force, because all the forces are already balanced. How they are balanced? Why this is a stable condition? Why this is under balance? Why this is under equilibrium? Because this dy is being cancelled out. This dx is cancelled out. This clockwise moment assumed, and this anti-clockwise moment is being cancelled out. So if we assume at the point D the moment is anti-clockwise, we have to assume at point C the equivalent moment will be clockwise. Just reverse. If we assume at point D the moment is clockwise, we have to assume at point C the moment is anti-clockwise, so that the moment effect also can be reduced. Ultimately, in the link DC, there is no unbalanced force along x direction, no unbalanced force in y direction, and no moment either in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Now you see at the link C to A, from point C there should be a support, since it is a pin joint. So either you can replace by a what, Rx and Ry, or what I told you, a simple R and angle theta. Either you show by Fx and Fy, or for these two unknown set of forces, you can equivalently replace by their resultant force of x and y, and with a second unknown theta. So here it is FBC, but it is not okay, because along with this we need to show the direction. Here both are unknown. FBC is also unknown, theta is also unknown. Clear? Now this P is the external applied force, so I have not introduced this. Now at point A, again pin, so RAX and RAY. This is RAX, this is RAY. The direction is your choice, whether you will choose along plus X or minus X, plus Y, minus Y, it is your wish. Okay. Again, now initially we are at point D. After point D, we have come to point C. So we have considered the link DC. Now we are at point CA. So point C, we have considered the link CB. Point A, we have considered the force for A to B. Now the link AB, or A to say E, whatever. Now in the link AE, you can see suddenly at point B, there is a force towards C. Now this force is towards C, or this force is towards B, I can assume this force as towards B. If we assume this force is towards point C, same thing. Since at point C we have assumed that towards B, so point B we have to assume that the for the link A to E, the same force is towards C, so that the net force in the link AB is 0. Now, why conceptually for the link CA the force is towards point B, and for the link AB or AE the force at point B should be towards C? Because this is a link. Link means a member. Okay, a rigid body. A link is an example of a rigid body. Now we know a rigid body, for a rigid body, the total length or the distance between any 2 points never changes. Now say this is a link, this is a rigid body. Now say this link is under a force system. A variety force system is there. 3, 4, 5, n number of force system. This link is under n number of forces and its effects. Since the length of the beam will not change, so any joint, any support, any tension is there, always a link or a member, internal member of a mechanism is under compression, not under tension. A rope, a wire, okay, or a string is always under tension. For a bridge, for a guitar, whatever, all the strings under tension. But any member, any link is always under compression. Since it is under compression, so it is better to show by a compressive force. If you again go to the Fibonacci diagram of this, from this point, there is a force of compression, but you have to neutralize this because we want stable equilibrium. So you have to also show the same force. If it is FBC, this is also FBC. So this is the free body diagram of point B, but this is the free body diagram of the link CB. Clear? So this way, see FBC, that means if you show this is also correct, or you can show, if you show the internal forces, you can show by this also. Both are correct because if at every point all are under stable equilibrium or stable condition or static stable condition. So at any point equal and opposite two forces are acting. Clear? In this way we have to draw the free body diagram, and these free body diagrams are required only to solve the equations of equilibrium, which we will see in the next class. Thank you for today. In the next class we will meet again and we will try to learn the concept of equilibrium equations, what are the equilibrium equations and how to solve. Thank you.